Hi everyone, this is another What's Next video here in North County, San Diego. My name is Ricky and I'm in Deleuze Canyon, and what you just heard was some pretty big artillery or whatever. That's the Camp Pendleton Marine Base that's behind me there. That's the big stuff. And today I am going to do just an update and listen to that because they're doing some training out there today. And today I'm going to talk about my bananas, my blue bananas. We'll talk a little bit about that. I have a lot of things that didn't work in my garden. Rabbits and things have come through here and just chewed it up. I have my strawberries that are up and down just because this weather is up and down. And I have a bunch of root burls we're going to talk about, which are behind me there. And I'm going to decide what am I going to do with these great big ones, and then how am I going to continue with the little ones that I have. I have a whole collection of what I'm going to do with those at a later date. And I think that's pretty much what we're going to do. Right now, I am going to go do my trekking sticks and yoga. I'll post my stats when I finish this. I have trained in this myself for the last 2 years. I manage about 3.3 miles, and I do that in about an hour and a few minutes at 128 steps per minute here in the canyon. I'll show you my stats when I get done, and I think that's pretty good. I'm only judging myself that I'm 71 years old, and hopefully I can keep that up for a little while. So there we go. Here we are, North County and Deleuze Canyon, and I am off on my trek, and I will talk to you a little later on the video. Bye. Hi everyone. I'm back from my trek. It was a good one. I did a little over 3 miles, 3 point something miles. I'll show you. Here's my stats right here. And I've been doing this for a few years, so it's fairly easy for me. I'm feeling good right now. I do need to drink some water, and my mouth is real dry, and other than that, I'm doing real well. But I wanted to thank all of those who have tuned into my channel and watched that I've talked to over a period of time on the phone, and I've given my card to. You're very important. You were very important people to me at the time that I talked to you, and you still are for all those you service today. So I want you to know that, yeah, all of you are special. All my subscribers are special people. So thanks for watching so far. I'm going to turn it around in a few minutes. When I cool down, then I'm going to do a little bit of stuff, what I've got going in my garden right now. I've had some success and I've had some failures. So I'm going to talk about those and then talk about what I've got going on with the big root burls. I've got to do some soaking of those, and perhaps we'll get started on another little one. Thanks for watching so far, and we'll talk to you later. Everyone, hopefully the wind isn't going to be bothering the audio right here. This is about my bananas, and then we'll go on to the garden. This particular banana stand here behind me is fed by our gray water and our laundry water, and that is how it gets its water and its nutrients, actually. And we use natural laundry detergent. Everything that we use is plant-based, so it gets a healthy diet of whatever water we don't want to throw away. So this is a Cavendish banana, and I'm going to turn the camera around and show you this plus an ice cream or blue banana. This stand here is needing a lot of work, and I'll come in here and clean it up, but it produces bananas all of the time. Some of them sneak in, like this group right here. So this is a nice looking bunch of bananas, Cavendish. Now I need to snip the tail off right here, and then they'll firm up and get a little bit bigger. So I'm walking around this area. These bananas were planted about a year after I moved here about 8 years ago. These are the ice cream bananas. And they are really fun to eat. When I planted it, the one I got was about that big right there. That's a pup. And that's about how this whole stand started 8 years ago. And I've had several hands of bananas off of it. Here's one here that is really looking nice. And this one is about almost ready. I think a couple more weeks, really. It's not almost ready, I guess. This little grape plant exceeded my expectations. I planted this here about 2 years ago. It is a seedless Concord, and it's absolutely delicious. No seeds. And they're almost ready. Those are Concord grapes. Delicious. And back up in my garden here, if I can walk around without falling, we can look at what my new artichokes are doing. They're bunny proof. I've had the bunny proof of my watermelon. That's about the only thing I've been able to get going, besides a few heads of garlic, which are now blooming. Those little top pieces there, those little things are full of bulblets. It's about time to start harvesting these goju berries. There are plenty of them, so I think that we can harvest these and dry them out. My cherry tomatoes are looking really nice. Lots of cherry tomatoes. All of my garlic has bolted, but I'm leaving them for now. I'll come clip a few leaves here and there to season a salad, but letting them go to seed. I have plenty of this really beautiful globe basil seed, but for now I'm going to let the flowers go because they really help attract the bees. Bees love it, and they make really good bee food, and there's no harm in just letting them grow. And I keep the bees around. They also pollinate my strawberries, which is really important. Strawberries are really needing pollinators. These guys, if they don't get something to pollinate their little flowers, they get really weird looking things. Nothing will grow on it. So when they get pollinated real nice, they have really pretty strawberries, like this one. Yeah, that's a pretty strawberry. Yes, I'm eating my strawberry. While I'm looking at the passion fruit that also loves bees. And they love the passion fruit. So the bees have done a real good job this year. I have so many passion fruit. I'm going to make a lot of frozen passion fruit juice. There are tons. Let's look and see what we've got in here. Just a little bit. There, and there. You may be asking, why haven't I harvested this garlic? Well, I'm not worried about those little heads of garlic down there. They are, there's just 6 of them, 7 of them right now that's left from the catastrophe of gophers. But these have producing some very nice bulblets, and that is what that is. And I'll show you what I plan to do with these next year. This rhubarb is doing really well since I moved it into the sun. This is Victorian rhubarb. And that's a huge root that it comes from. These root barrels here have already been through my process. This one's interesting. It's not only very hard and old, but it has been through a fire at one time. And it was protected just by the way it was buried. And after I found it, pressure washed it, this is what the reveal was. This big burn scar on the very bottom part of this big giant root burl right here. This is where it recovered after some long time ago, a fire here. And this is years and years later on the recovery side. This is the root burl here itself. That has to be all trimmed out, but I'm wondering how am I going to preserve that. It's very hard. This is not flaky, it's not real soft, but a lot of this is real hard as I dig into it. As far as these go, they have probably about a quarter, about maybe 1/4, 25% of these are salvageable. They're pretty rotten in a lot of areas, but there's some really nice burl wood under all of this bark. And the same thing with this one here. It's all hidden way under here. Extremely old stuff. So we'll work on those after they've been soaked in a barrel for a couple weeks. This one was featured on a previous video. It's huge, extremely old. And I am not too exactly sure how I want to go about working on this particular root burl, only because it has so much character and it's going to take weeks just to strip it down. This is the root burl that was the other part of the last video's shapeshifter. Now, this one has got a lot of character. As you can see, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this one because it is wild. Where do I begin?